weekly visit to Tyler Seguin of your Dallas Stars. Tyler?
How you guys doing?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Just I'm actually at my new house as an interior designer. It's a good day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, what a week.
So do you...
You needed a bright day today, so the sun is shining and doing some good things right now.
So you have a bunch of swaths of fabric as you're considering curtain choices for the dining room?
Oh, curtain choices and countertops and painting and all sorts of fun stuff.
Beautiful. Well, it's the weirdest of weeks, dude. We haven't been doing this very long with you, but I will tell you, just about every day this week, I thought, well, this will be a great thing to get into. Tyler had a 5-point night, Dan. He had a hat trick.
Boy, I forgot about that.
2 assists since we last visited.
That one is lost.
And then...
it feels like a month ago now.
Yeah, and then Madonna night. And I thought that night, man, I can't wait to talk to Tyler about this entire night and the big goal to tie the game. And then, of course, Monday night. And then Tuesday night, it does feel like it's been a long time since we visited, and you guys have certainly gone through the ringer of a week, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about the news that came out last night as well of 20-year-old Terry Trafford playing for Seguin Spirits. I don't know if you guys heard anything about that. He's been missing for a few days, and it turns out that they found his body in his truck. So that was terrible news to hear as well. I've skated with him a few times in the summers, and I have a lot of friends that are pretty close to him. So it's been a crazy couple of days and I guess week.
Wow, I had no idea about that story. I beg your pardon. Terry Trafford.
Yeah, Terry Trafford, yes, Seguin Spirit player.
Wow. So okay, well, I mean, let's just dive into the events, and we just had the Rich Peverly press conference, and I know that you guys go way back. In fact, it's quite possible you've really never played in an NHL game. Well, that's probably ridiculous. But you've never been on an NHL roster that didn't also have Rich Peverly on it. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my first year, he wasn't there right away. He came over in the trade deadline from Atlanta.
Okay.
He came in, was my stallmate for the rest of my time there in Boston, and obviously our first year winning the Stanley Cup together. And we sat beside each other, came over here, and then traded Dallas. So, I mean, pretty much all my pro hockey career memories, besides when I first stepped on the Bruins lineup, have been shared with Rich. So I've been very close to him, and it's it was the craziest of nights, a couple nights there ago when everything happened.
And so the incident itself, and just all that went into that, it was said after the game by your coach that no one was in a position to play, and thankfully the doctors and trainers on hand were able to treat him and to save his life, as he even just said. But from your perspective, I thought when I looked at the broadcast, it was evident that certain guys were not in a great position to play, and I thought maybe that would apply to you. It did not. It looked like a terribly distressing moment for a lot of you on the team, and you in particular, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any guys in there that were thinking that we're going to go back out and play. I've seen the replays of the incident, when the camera comes over the bench. It took a few seconds there, but I actually saw myself on the ice. And when it all happened, Rich was right beside me. I'm not going to go into too much of details. He kind of fell down, and I actually thought at first he broke his leg until I realized who it was. And it kind of clicked me what happened. And, I remember screaming at the refs and trying to smack the refs with my stick and hopping on the ice. And, to be honest, after that, it kind of goes blank. But I remember going in the room. Most of the guys were pretty emotional. I was probably one of the first guys as well to take off my equipment. I was not going to play again. I knew no one else wanted to. And, Lindy came in and addressed that. It's still hard to talk about. It's going to be for a while. But thankfully and luckily, the proper people were there to help him out, and everything worked out in the end.
With his the pre-existing, condition that he had, was it something that you kind of put that together right away in your head?
Well, at first, I mean, I kind of looked over and I saw my teammate down, and with the way he was, I thought it was just a leg broken or something. And it took a second or two to click in that it was Peverly, and then I realized, what was happening, and his condition that he's been dealing with this year. And then that's when I guess you could say a panic kind of started. And then I saw him go off and get dragged in the back, and I won't get into details of what exactly I saw, but thankfully, the doctors did an unbelievable job and helped him out, and he's okay.
This is Tyler Seguin with us on Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket. We enjoy visiting with him every Wednesday through the end of the season, and this is certainly a week where there's a lot to visit about. So, just the idea of what you guys do for a living, and that you're able to push stuff out and do what you do and perform under distress or I don't know, a sick kid at home or whatever the case may be, you guys still have to show up and play. Talk about, I don't know, just the flight to St. Louis and having to get ready for a game yesterday and knowing that another one of your teammates, Alex Chason, was in a bad place mentally as well because of the incident. Could you describe that 24 hours?
I mean, it was pretty quiet, especially on the plane. Everyone was kind of talking about everything that happened, and guys are Googling different terms and medical terms, just trying to figure out exactly what went down and everything that was helped and used to make sure he was okay. And it wasn't until right before we took off that we realized Chason was at the hospital. We found out, that he just, needed to go there, and obviously he took it pretty hard. And then the next morning, still talk was, how's Pez doing? What's the story this morning? And then of course we, went on the ice. Our pregame skate wasn't the greatest to start. Lindy kind of pulled us aside and talked to us, and I think in the end, when we look at the game, obviously, we wanted to win for Peverly, and it was kind of an awesome game to win, especially in overtime against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. But I thought the guys were true professionals with how everything was handled and how we were able to go about our business with heavy hearts.
And so the game itself, I guess I got wondering about that and just even the curiosity from the St. Louis side, and everyone in your league knows each other, and I don't know, just were they asking you about the situation at all, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, people are asking, even in the Columbus game. I mean, we have, Nathan Horn was on their team, and of course he played at Peverly, and, different guys. One of the coaches over there had coached Peverly in AHL, and I mean, when I went online on social media after the game and saw the outpour of hockey people, whether it was teams or players, it kind of just shows how the sport is and the professionalism of the sport and kind of the brotherhood that we have. It was awesome to see. The next day, I know Ott from St. Louis was talking to the guys before the pregame skate. The game was a little weird to start. It was just trying to figure out, I think everyone trying to figure out how mentally to be prepared for hockey, but also try to put aside everything that's happened and, also keep them in our minds and try to win them a game. And he sent us a text message this morning. Seems like he's doing okay. We might be able to all see him tomorrow. But he was definitely happy that we won that game.
All right, this is Tyler Seguin with us here on Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket. Is it possible for us to at all talk about some of the rest of the week? Just as far as we were at the Medano game. And
if you
just
guys want to.
Well, I mean, is it bad form? I don't know what to do here.
Go for it.
I mean, we can talk about whatever. This is part of the show.
We're in the trust tree here. We're in a safe place.
It feels a little weird, but it was quite an eventful week, and we were there Saturday night, and that was it was just a great atmosphere, and I just wanted to get the feeling of it from your view.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. As far as the game standpoint, that was a big game as far as standings against them. I thought it was a playoff type game. The atmosphere was a playoff atmosphere. The fans are incredible, and I know they said that we had a pretty big sellout, so that was awesome. As far